Question number 1. Consider the following statements about three-phase distributed algorithm. Statement 1. The three-phase distributed algorithm is closely structured along the lines of Lamport's algorithm for mutual exclusion. Statement 2. This algorithm uses 3 messages for N1 destinations.
Valid point. Both statements are true is true. Question number 2. Which characteristic of distributed systems refers to the variation and differences among dispersed system components such as networks, computer hardware, and programming languages? Good job. Your answer heterogeneity works well here.
Question number 3. What is the term used to describe the ability of a distributed system to maintain availability even at low levels of hardware-software network reliability?
Bravo. Fault tolerance is the answer.
Question number 4. What is the term used to describe the masking of the separation of components in distributed systems so that the whole system seems like a single entity?
You're right. Transparency is the correct answer.
Question number 5. Which of the following is a characteristic of distributed systems that enables data access and processing from multiple locations simultaneously?
Good thinking. Transparency is the right answer.
Question number 6. When a distributed system is able to hide that a printer is being used concurrently by several users, what type of transparency does it provide?
Right choice. Concurrency transparency is the best answer.
Question number 7. When a distributed system hides the presence of multiple copies of a resource, which of the following types of transparency is it providing? On track. Replication transparency is the correct answer. Question number 8. Which characteristic of distributed systems ensures that a user's request can be processed by any available node in the network?
Smart move. Transparency is an accurate answer.
Question number 9. What is the characteristic of distributed systems that allows the use of any hardware, software, or data anywhere in the system?
Well picked. Resource sharing is the correct answer.
Question number 10. In Tapestry, routing nodes and objects are assigned IDs from common space via distributed hashing. ID space typically has M equal to.
Excellent choice. 160 is the right answer.
Question number 11. Which term describes the ability of a distributed system to recover from failures and continue operating without interruption?
Excellent. Fault tolerance is a brilliant choice.
Question number 12. A paradigm of multiple autonomous computers having a private memory communicating through a computer network is known as.
Nicely done. Distributed computing is a solid answer.
Question number 13. A computer model of a distributed architecture of large number of computers connected to solve a complex problem is called.
Clear logic. Your choice grid computing is sound and 100% true.
Question number 14. What is the term used to refer to the ability of distributed systems to accommodate extensions and improvements?
Well reasoned. Openness is the correct choice.
Question number 15. Operating systems are capable of handling threads of processes by providing logical execution pathways.
You got it. Your choice multi-threading is right.
Question number 16. Which of these is a decentralized architecture in which there are no distinguished clients and servers?
Well done. Peer-to-peer architecture is the right choice. Question number 17. Which aspect of security in distributed systems is concerned with concealing the contents of messages? Nice work. You chose confidentiality, and it is correct.
Question number 18. Which of the following is an example of a distributed system application of distributed computing?
Great job. Telecommunication networks, telephone networks, and cellular networks is the accurate answer.
Question number 19. All the nodes in distributed system communicate with each other and handle processes in tandem.
Sharp thinking. True is the right choice. Question number 20. The states of all the components of the distributed system must be recorded at the same instant. Correct response. Global snapshot is the most accurate answer.
Question number 21. All the resources are shared and integrated within one OS in the computing paradigm named Dash.
Perfect. Centralized computing is the correct choice. Question number 22. What are some common techniques used to achieve fault tolerance in distributed systems? Strong choice, replication, redundancy, error detection, and recovery is the right answer. Question number 23. Which application area is not mentioned as an application of distributed systems? Smart pick. Manufacturing is the correct choice. Question number 24. What is the purpose of cache memory in a bus-based multiprocessor system?
Exactly. To store the most recently accessed regions of memory makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 25. Which of the following approaches are used to achieve reliable systems?
Correct. All of the mentioned is the right answer. Question number 26. Which amongst the following is not an advantage of distributed systems? Right again. Reliability is a valid answer.
Question number 27. What does scalability refer to in the context of distributed systems?
Nice selection. The capability to handle increased workloads by adding resources is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 28. What is the main function of an N-tier system in distributed systems?
Solid response. To contain any number of functions in the network is a valid choice.
Question number 29. What are routing strategies which is not used in distributed systems? You chose virtual circuit, and it is correct.
Question number 30. The nodes in the distributed systems can be arranged in the form of.
Great thinking. Both A and B is the right choice. Question number 31. What are the connection strategies not used in distributed systems? Right choice. Token switching is the best answer. Question number 32. In which system tasks are equally divided between all the nodes?
Well reasoned. Peer-to-peer systems is the correct choice.
Question number 33. In distributed systems, link and site failure is detected by Dash. Good thinking. Handshaking is the right answer.
Question number 34. What are the characteristics of processor in distributed system?
Great job. They vary in size and function is the accurate answer.
Question number 35. Which of the following is not the approach of deadlock detection?
You chose token-based approach, and it is correct.
Question number 36. It is easy to provide adequate security in distributed systems. Perfect. False is the correct choice. Question number 37.
What does location transparency enable in distributed systems? Clear logic. Your choice accessing resources without knowledge of their physical location is sound and 100% true.
Question number 38. What are the characteristics of distributed operating system?
Right again. Access is done like local resources is a valid answer.
Question number 39. What is not a major reason for building distributed systems?
Nice work. You chose simplicity, and it is correct.
Question number 40. What are the characteristics of naming and name resolution?
Solid response. Address messages with the process ID is a valid choice.
Question number 41. What is the function of a database in a distributed system?
Valid point. To store process data from each Nodix system is true.
Question number 42. Global state in a distributed system is the union of dash.
Sharp thinking. Both 1 and 2 is the right choice.
Question number 43. Which routing technique is used in a distributed system?
Smart pick. All of the mentioned is the correct choice.
Question number 44. What are design issues in distributed system structure?
Well picked. All of the mentioned is the correct answer.
Question number 45. What is the main goal in designing distributed systems?
Smart move. To achieve a single system image for the users is an accurate answer.
Question number 46. Which of these architectures is reliant on middleware?
Excellent choice. Distributed component architecture is the right answer.
Question number 47. In distributed system, each processor has its own dash.
Correct response. Both local memory and clock is the most accurate answer.
Question number 48. What does concurrency in distributed systems refer to?
You're right. Components accessing and updating shared resources is the correct answer.
Question number 49. Processes on the remote systems are identified by dash.
You got it?
Your choice host name and identifier is right.
Question number 50.
What does scalability in distributed systems refer to?
Nicely done. Accommodating more users and responding faster is a solid answer.
Question number 51. What a characteristic of network operating systems?
Good job. Your answer users are aware of multiplicity of machines works well here.
Question number 52. What is one of the advantages of distributed systems?
Exactly. Resource sharing makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 53. If one site fails in distributed system, then dash.
On track. The remaining sites can continue operating is the correct answer.
Question number 54. The characteristics of a distributed system are...
Correct. All are acceptable answers is the right answer.
Question number 55. What is not true about a distributed system?
Well done. All processors are synchronized is the right choice.
Question number 56. A distributed system contains dash nodes.
Excellent. Multiple node is a brilliant choice.
Question number 57. What is a distributed system?
Bravo. A collection of interconnected computer systems is the answer.
Question number 58. Distributed systems should...
Strong choice. Have better resource sharing is the right answer.
Question number 59. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Great thinking. Contact Narayan Changder is the right choice.